Hey everyone, today for another vlog, and today I would like to talk about it's very off the cuff thinking about the very routine fact of looking forward to the weekend, right? So I think I don't have to be more explicit about what I mean. It's all those people who, well, me and myself included, right? Who just look forward to the weekend and they're like, oh, I can't wait for the weekend, bro. But the thing about that is that people say that all the time, right? Like you don't have to be like some type of huge psychologist and having some extended knowledge about humans to notice that they always do that. And the problem, of course, is that if people keep saying that, that means that they're dissatisfied in some fashion, regardless to their life, right? Like if they keep looking forward to the break, if, with regards to their job in particular, right? If they keep looking forward to the break from their job and they keep doing that over and over and over, like it's kind of crazy that this is normal, right? Like that 5 out of 7 days of your week are just spent looking forward for the break. Like it's to me that's a very clear sign that there's something wrong, right? And just makes me think about why society is always about living in the future. Because it's not just that people are dissatisfied with their job, which means that they constantly look forward to the future. I think in general, society is very much oriented towards the future and away from the present, which is very problematic because, the present is all there is, the future is only a mental construct. So, yeah, I wonder where that comes from. Um, I wonder if that tendency to always look to the future is what also gave us, if it's just another facet of what gave us this, all of this technology that we have access to, that gives us a lot of power over the environment and over other people. Like the technology to have like a gun is a lot more powerful than having like bows and arrows or like a spear. And only a society that is organized around certain beliefs and ideas can create guns, right? Like you can't just have like a community that just has guns. Like you need a lot of things to have to make guns a reality. And I wonder if those two things are linked. The fact of always looking to the future and the immense power that we have managed to create with technology. I wonder if there's if there's a link between the two. My intuition is that yes, there is a link between the two, but I'm not really able to make it explicit. Like you know, mm, it seems to me like humans in the modern world, they all basically bow down to the god of progress. So the idea of my task here is to make the world a better place through being productive and through maybe being an innovative person and all that, rather than thinking about how to be in touch with themselves or be present. It seems that most people, actually, I don't know what most people want. It's hard to know, but there's very much this background thing of like, being productive is like a good thing because it makes you like a good. They would never use the word. They would never use the word like believer or whatever, but in essence, it's mainly what it is. In my experience, it's mainly the religion of progress that seems to dominate uh, jobs. But maybe people care more about. Yeah. I think in general people care about more things than just the job. But when it comes to their jobs, there's this feeling of like this is this work is for something else, and this attitude of this is for something else. It's really it's so insidious because it seems that everything nowadays is about something else. But like, like all work is obviously a huge one, but even relationships, it feels like it's permeated by this background feeling. Like I'm doing this so that the other person does that for me in the future. I'm doing this so that we're in a good relationship and they can give me something back. Like very very exchange based, very utilitarian sometimes. And self improvement is a huge one, of course. Like I'm gonna do something now so that I can get something more in the future, so on and so forth. I talked about self-improvement exclusively in the last video, and the subtle self-hatred there is, but it's not really related to the self-hatred is not related to the whole, doing something now to get something more in the future. It's more, yeah, but it's interesting, right? Like how omnipresent it is to do something now in order to get something for the future. Like it almost seems like it started with the whole, well, with farming basically. It seems like that was really the maybe not started, but like manifested itself into something very clear. Right? Like obviously you plant seeds, and seeds aren't useful in the present moment, but they will be in the future when they give you something. And to be clear, I'm not saying that there is no value in the whole like thinking about the future, but there's a huge difference between like thinking about the future and delaying your life, like really like uh yeah, delaying your life to the future, like telling yourself that only when you reach, only when you're on the weekend can you actually enjoy life, because the rest is just pure misery. And the fact that this punctual, like the fact that this like uh constant up and down cycle, it's sign of something really problematic for me. Of I'm only okay with the present situation because I'm getting like relief every week. Like I'm getting 2 days of relief every week. Because it just makes me think about like how many people would actually go to work if they never had weekends, if they never had like holidays or whatever. Like how many people would actually go to work? I think I think it would be like, yeah, it would be not much unless they are forced to. I mean, most people already feel forced to go to work, so it's hard to say. And this work is very rambly today. I don't have something super clear I want to say, but it just feels like this whole obsession about the future, like, oof, it's kind of crazy. It kind of feels crazy, right? Like what are you even living for as a result? Like, what is the future even gonna be better? Like, what is even gonna be better? Uh, with regards to what? Like, the main thing about the weekend is obviously that you don't have to work, right? But like, it's crazy to me that people never seem to like make this question in their head, like, what if I could have more of that in my life? If the weekend is nicer than my job, what if I could make my entire life closer to a weekend, basically? It's crazy to me that people never start thinking this way. And maybe some people would be like, well, the only reason why you're happy is because there is something miserable to have a contrast with. I'm not sure it's completely true. I mean, I can see what I can see what is meant, but it's true that emotions are. It's true that how to say. It's true that satisfaction is kind of relative, right? Like because people get used very quickly to something, and so when there's something nice and it just becomes part of your life, when you kind of start taking it for granted. But I'm not sure that like I still think there's a lot of value in like I think there's clearly such a thing as becoming happier without having like more, how to say, without having like a trade-off as a result. Like, as in like your average level of satisfaction is simply higher. I think that's possible, uh, but it definitely requires difficult changes, and I think uh, I think ultimately that's why people always keep looking forward to the next weekend and so on. It's because it requires actual hard changes and hard conversations with yourself. The fact that you don't enjoy your job, it seems that, I don't know, like to me it seems quite obvious that this is something you would want to be honest with yourself, but it seems like a lot of people don't want to be honest with that. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't really know people. It seems now. It's like I don't know I think most people would admit it that they don't like their job, but then again, will they do anything about it? It seems odd to me that no one seems to care about doing anything, and they just really love complaining. It, yeah, it doesn't really make sense much sense to me now. But to come back on the subject of like always going to the future, that's definitely something I still do a lot. I you know always looking to the future with like my fantasies of not having to uh, have a desk job and instead doing something I care about more. I project into the future a lot, right? That's something I do a lot. And yeah, it's like right now in my present experience, I feel very tired, and I feel like I've been quite tired for like the past years of my life. Really, it feels like a burnout has been slowly creeping up on me, and perhaps the wisest thing in this case is simply just to stop trying to do anything really, like in my free time, but not in my not giving. I'm not talking about giving up my job, but like more like not just being more chill with not doing much. But yeah, easier said than done. I'm a chronic doer. Uh, I get anxious. I get quite anxious when I'm not doing something, and it's not really helping the whole resting thing. So yeah. So yeah, it feels like I'm kind of starting to ramble. This was a very undirected vlog, but I think this was something about quite important. Something that I see so much, like just people looking forward to the weekend. To me, that's a sign of that something wrong in life. And the problem is that it's so common that it's hard to know what even is an alternative. And yeah, this is I don't claim to have the answer, but I've come across many good pieces of answer, but I don't like to share an incomplete answer, so I'll just leave it at that. So thank you for listening. See you next time.